Abortion, the killing of innocent preborn human lives, is so ugly, so evil, that it only thrives in secrecy and with lies. Hey, Pro-Life Jen, I'm Kristan Hawkins. Welcome to this How to Win the Debates episode of the Explicitly Pro-Life podcast. Today, I'm going to go over 3 abortion myths that really get on my nerves. Myth number 1, abortion is a women's issue. Abortion hijacked feminism. Around the time of America's sexual revolution, Sue Ellen Browder has written multiple books about this hijacking of feminism. You should definitely Google her and check out her books. Because abortion is so heinous, those who are promoting abortions in the 50s and 60s, the eugenicists, the population reduction squad, they couldn't gain momentum on their own or succeed as their own as a movement. And so what we know from Bernard Nathanson, the co-founder of NARAL Pro-Choice America, committing abortions even before Roe versus Wade, later converted, became a pro-life activist and Christian. We know from leaders like Bernard Nathanson that they knew in order for the abortion movement to succeed, it had to be attached to something that had momentum, a gaining movement, which is why it got attached to the sexual revolution and then the women's movements. Abortion was never intended to be a feminist issue. In fact, in the early 1900s, it was the popular, position of the upper middle class, wealthy aristocrats who wanted to do something about all of these immigrants flooding and polluting America. It was always an eugenic, racist procedure. So it wasn't intended as this great liberation of women. You can think about the first wave of feminists. Women like Susan B. Anthony, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, the second wave, 1.5 wave of feminists, then into Alice Paul, who were all considering founding, mothers of the feminist movement, who were all pro-life and categorically rejected abortion. Abortion is a human rights issue. Yes, it is scientifically true. By the way, people who say abortion is a women's rights issue are also the same ones who then use pronouns and say men can get pregnant. But you gotta pick a side here, buddy. Pick a side. Abortion is a human rights issue. And yes, it is scientifically true that only one sex, one gender can get pregnant, and that is female. But half of those children are also men. It takes 2 people. Women don't just asexually reproduce. It takes a man and a woman to create a unique, whole living human life. Therefore, dehumanizing an entire group of people, committing violence against them because of their location, and just simply calling it a women's rights issue is just wrong. Myth number 2, abortion is simply the removal of pregnancy tissue. I hear this all the time from med students who would say, I'm not allowed to talk about abortion because I don't have a medical degree. Okay. Pretty sure Margaret Sanger didn't have one either. But anyway, pregnancy tissue. Pregnancy tissue, yes, it consists of the uterine lining. It consists of the placenta, the organ that the child's body directs to grow inside of the mother to sustain life. And also can consist of, what was being gestated during the pregnancy, a unique whole living human life. Referring to the preborn as simply pregnancy tissue is a subhuman term. It's a dehumanizing term. See a theme here? In order to justify their extremism for abortion, the abortion lobby constantly has to dehumanize. They have to change terms. They have to manipulate. They have to lie. Why? Because of the vast majority understood what was inside of a woman that was unique, whole, living human life with equal value to you and I, their entire argument falls. Their entire movement is gone. So no, an abortion does not just simply remove meaningless pregnancy tissue. The better question to ask is, what type of tissue? What type of tissue is it? That would be an easier question to ask. Myth number 3, abortion facilities are regulated just like normal healthcare centers. No, you can look up state laws. You can look up, I know the ones I always a lot of times referred to is in the state of Pennsylvania. They tried to pass a law to just require abortion facilities to have the same health inspections as hair care salons and veterinary clinics It was Planned Parenthood came in and lobbied against that rule, against that law, which then allowed Kermit Gosnell to operate for decades longer and kill more children and women until he was finally put in jail, not because he was committing illegal late-term abortions, allowing babies to be born alive and then letting them die. He was put in jail because of an illegal narcotics sting where he didn't have trained medical staff actually administering the pain medicine and actually giving out prescriptions for pain medicine. But, whatever. There's so many examples. Las Vegas, Nevada, an abortion facility birth control care center is now under scrutiny for alleged repeated violations of health and safety clients. The facility appears that it has been administering anesthesia, pain medicine, as well as dispensing drugs, including opioids, despite being licensed to do so. Sarasota, Florida, Southwest Florida Women's Clinic employed an 87-year-old abortionist who displayed signs of physical and mental impairment. He had been described as, quote, out of it, and his hands shook dramatically due to his age. Sources, pro-life sources on the ground, allege that the woman even ran out of the facility one day while they were praying during a procedure with blood still running down her legs. Thankfully, the Governor DeSantis administration has acted to finally revoke this 87-year-old's ability to continue to operate his dirty abortion facility. I mean, if you're looking for real nightmares, you can Google Kermit Gosnell, the abortionist I mentioned earlier, and just see what type of house of horrors he had going on in Philadelphia. So no, abortion facilities are not regulated like normal healthcare centers. Why? Because the abortion lobby always argues in states anytime there's a law introduced that would mandate, inspections of these facilities, that will impede access. Their ultimate goal is access to abortion. It's certainly not safety to abortion. So know the facts, beat the myths.